To welcome Abraham, take the stage.
Thank you, Ernesto, for that presentation. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys a framework that you guys can utilize to create a profitable product. And if your product or service, in this case, is not profitable right now, you'll be able to analyze it through this framework, and you'll be able to utilize it again and again and again. So in your worksheets, does everybody have this model in front of them? Cool. So to stay on brand with the 6 Ps, I'm going to give you guys another 5 Ps. And we'll start with the first P. So I have a question for you guys. What would be easier? Would it be easier to create a key? Let's say you know how to create keys. You go in your garage to create a key and then go out into the world and find a lock that key opens, or to find a lock and create a key for that lock. What would be easier?
Second.
The second. Why?
You can control the lock.
The lock tells you what kind of key.
Exactly. Yet a lot of us, when we get into entrepreneurship, we create what we want to create, right? So the first P is to start with a problem. A problem is a lock that you can create a key for. Okay, so a couple things when it comes to the problem. And so I'm going to run through this presentation. This is going to be probably the most information-dense presentation that you guys are going to get today. And hopefully at the end, we can open it up for Q&A. Cool? All right, so the first thing starts with the who, right? Like everything that we do in business is people-centered. So who is having that problem? So get super clear on who is having that problem. Then you can... Then what is a problem? Like what is a problem that that person is experiencing? So first get clear on the who, then get clear on the what. And the most important thing about a problem, I'm teaching you guys how to create products that sell, right? Like that sell quickly, that like when you take them to market, they are successful. So it's not an uphill battle. So make sure that whatever problem you choose, make sure the problem is grounded in pain. And here's what I mean by this. So you want to find a problem that and create a product that solves that problem, that it's like, I need to have that versus it would be nice to have that. So I had a friend that came to me. He knows that I do business consulting, and he said, hey, like I like to take pictures of the ocean, and I've been creating prints of pictures of the ocean. I've been trying to sell them, but I'm like struggling. And I told him like, look, like your offer is not grounded in pain. You have it would be nice to have that. Like, it would be nice to have your pictures of the ocean in my living room, but I don't need to have them, right? Now, let's say he decided to start with the problem. Let's say someone is overweight, right? And let's say he how to help that person. And that's a person that's in pain. It's a person that maybe might have health problems. Every day they might be waking up. They might be looking in the mirror. They're not happy. That's something that's causing them a lot of pain, right? So when you present a solution to that pain, they're going to be very motivated to take action on this. So these are a couple things that you want to think about when you choose that problem. And if you guys have already a product that you guys have created, analyze if your product or service is grounded in pain. So now the question is, how do you find a painful problem? Let's say you have an audience, or let's say you're looking to create a new product, or maybe see if your product is grounded in pain. Well, the easy answer to this question is to simply ask, right? And whenever I'm working with an entrepreneur that wants to create a new product, the first thing that we do is we do market research. And I literally ask these 4 questions. Okay, so maybe take a picture of them, maybe write them down. The first question that I ask is, what's your biggest challenge that you're struggling with when it comes to X? This is something that we send to that market, right? So we're finding the pain, right? And the second question is, how is this challenge affecting your life? Okay, that will give us information about the pain and what we need to create to solve that pain. And then, so the first 2 questions are pain-based. Now, the last 2 questions are desire-based, right? As humans, we're either motivated by pain to get away from pain, or to move towards desire. So the first 2, motivated by pain, the last 2, desire. So what do you want the most when it comes to X? Why is this important to you? So maybe we utilize a tool like SurveyMonkey, or there's many, like Typeform, many survey taking tools, and we utilize a tool to ask this to a list, a question. Maybe if that person doesn't have an audience, we go to a Facebook group of people that are dealing with that problem, and we try to get this data, right? And I literally use this wording. So these are 2 surveys that we ran for 2 clients that came to me earlier this year. This is like the first, like what's before the survey, just kind of like saying, hey, if you could help us out with this, that would be cool. The answers to these 2 surveys led to the creation of these 2 products, Thrive and Create Reality, okay? These 2 products by the end of this year will do about $250,000 in sales, just these 2 products alone, right? And they were successful right off the bat. Why? Because we started with the problem, we made sure that it was grounded in pain, right? And we didn't just wing it. So if you guys want to create profitable products, make sure that you guys start with the problem. So the next P is the promise, okay? So the promise is essentially the solution to the problem. This is the value proposition. And it's, whenever you're creating something for someone, they're over here and they're in pain. That's their current situation. They want to get over here. This is their desired situation. And your promise, your product is the thing that takes them. It's the vehicle that takes them from where they're at to where they want to go. And when it comes to promises, a lot of people, they're not very clear in how they communicate things to the marketplace. And if they're not clear, chances are their product's not really delivering on their promise. So here's a very easy formula that you guys can utilize to get clear on what that promise is. So your marketing's effective, but also so you create a product that actually sells. A product that when you present it to the person that you want to buy, they're like, wow, like this is the thing that I've been looking for. Okay. So, and this is for you. So the first thing is my product is for this person. Okay. So we started with the who, right? And then I will focus on people who want X. So maybe my product is for busy professionals, right? I will focus on people who want to have more energy throughout the day. Maybe that's a problem that they have, right? And then I promise that engaging with my product will help these people have more energy throughout the day. Let's say we're creating a product on just having more energy or tapping into your energy levels naturally. So that's a promise. And this is more so that you should have it for you inside of the company. And that will make sure that whatever you do inside of the company, it's aligned with that. It's so easy as entrepreneurs to get ideas and like maybe we start here and we take our product elsewhere. It's why companies have a mission, vision, statement, so they stay on track. So this promise formula will help you stay on track. So let's go to the next one. So process. This is the product and process section of the program. So what is a process? It's simply a set of steps that you utilize to achieve a desired result. Okay. So when we look at the process for your product, those are the steps that you take to get your client from where they're at to where they want to go. So let's say in the product for somebody that needs help with their energy, this first step might be to do an analysis of their behaviors, like how are they sleeping, how are they eating, right? And then the second one might be to eliminate what's not really serving their energy. And the third one might be to integrate some new habits, right? So this is the process for your product. Now, what I want you guys to think about next is that your process is your product. Like this thing that I just showed you here, that's your product, okay? And then the sum of your processes in your business, right now we're just talking about the product, the process for your product, but the sum of your processes in your business, maybe you have a marketing process, you have a market research process, that equals your business. So process is very, very important. Yet, as entrepreneurs and as solopreneurs, a lot of times, this is what our processes look like. They're all in our heads. Can we relate?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I want you guys from go to this to this. I want you guys to take it out of your head and put it out on paper and clarify it. And there's some key reasons that I'm about to dive into why you want to find this clarity in your process, because it will take your business to the next level. And this is, I know like you're big on this. This is what you do with Notion, right? You help people clarify what's in here and organize in a way that where they're able to transform that chaos into creation, right? So here are the benefits of having a clear process. The first one is a predictable outcome. So for example, Carla, you make these amazing Twix, right? Have you guys had them? If not, yeah, like raw Twix. They're amazing, guys. Like If you ever get the chance to try them, right? So I imagine you utilize a recipe. Why? So you get a predictable outcome and they're consistent, right? And you just got to deal with love life because they're amazing, right? Because you have a process. A recipe is simply a process. So then having a clear process makes the product easy to optimize. Let's say you want to make your Twix sweeter. You know what to tweak because the process is clear. The same thing in your business. If the product is not working, if you have a clear process, you can see where things need to be optimized, where things need to be tweaked. But if it's all in your head, it's going to be very hard to do that. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so it also makes the product easy to market and sell. So let's say if you're selling a client on a service, I know we have a lot of coaches in the room, being able to tell your client, this is what we do for people. Here's step A, here's step B, here's step C. And every person that's followed this process has gotten this result. So you will too. Makes it easy to market, makes it easy to sell. You can put that information on the website. But it also allows you to communicate that with clarity to someone. Have you guys heard in sales, a confused mind never buys?
Yes.
And if our minds look like what I showed you earlier, it's very hard to give people the clarity that they need to buy our products. Okay, so it's the importance of process. So my favorite thing about having a clear process is that it opens the door to delegation and scaling. A lot of people struggle with taking their businesses to the next level because their processes are here, and it's very hard to communicate confusion to someone and say, hey, do this. Or it's very hard to automate stuff. So that's blocking you from being able to scale your business, like not being clear on your processes. So it's super, super important. A great book on this is The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. It's all about taking what's in here and clarifying it so then you can give it to someone so you guys stop working in the business and start working on the business. If you guys are working in the business, you guys can't grow the business because you guys are in it. You got to work on it, you know? So this is what like clarifying your process allows you to do. So the first step to clarifying your process and to optimize it is to get clear on it. So literally what I would do is I would list out everything that you do in your business, whether it's for marketing, sales, and it's tedious, guys. Like it's tedious work, but it will be the best work that you do in your business because again, it's going to allow you to make more money, save more time. So get clear for literally, you guys saw how I showed you current situation, desired situation. Do that thing and list out all the different steps. Get clear on the process. And when you get clear on the process, it's going to look something like this. It's like, this is what we're trying to achieve. This is step 1, step 2, step 3. Each step might be its own process. Ernesto, maybe you can speak to how to organize this in Notion a little later.
Yeah.
Definitely don't I would do this digitally, or at least organize it digitally so you can refer to it. So the first step is to, again, clarify your process. Then what you can do is when you clarify your process, you'll notice that there's a lot of inefficiencies in your process that you didn't know were there because you weren't even clear on your own process. So the next step is, once you have your whole process laid out, eliminate what's not supposed to be there. So when I started doing this for my business, I realized that there was things that I was doing that I didn't need to do. So for example, for my marketing agency, I was checking in with clients every 2 weeks, right? And I didn't even know that I was doing it, but when I listed it out, I was like, okay. And I asked myself, is this something that I need to do? And I stopped doing it, and no one noticed. And no one noticed. And this, like that check-in, took probably 2 to 3 hours of my time with every single client every 2 weeks. So just by eliminating that, I saved myself 20, 30 hours per month. That's huge. That's huge, you know? So, but I couldn't do this if I wasn't clear on my process. So I know I'm flying through this. It's a lot of information. Bear with me. The next step is, the first step is to eliminate what doesn't need to be there. The next step is to automate what can be automated. A lot of the things that we do, whether we're in a client business or in a product business, they can be automated. Like, technology is amazing. And one of the things that I automated within my agency was the first touch point with a client after they became a client. I used to do this whole onboarding with them where it was took so long. And I automated that by just creating this email template that redirected them to everything they needed to know, and they could upload everything that I needed from them. And by doing that, I saved myself probably 2 to 3, maybe even more hours per client that I onboarded. Okay, so this is huge. So first eliminate, then automate. And then what you can't eliminate and what you can't automate, delegate it, right? If you can delegate it, delegate it. That's gonna, again, give you the time and the freedom to scale your business. So this is how we optimize the process. Again, first eliminate, then automate, and what you can delegate, delegate. And by doing this, you'll free up your time so you can continue to work on your product and make it better, to work on the marketing so you can sell more of it. Okay, so again, guys, your product is your process. Your processes are your business, and the quality of your processes equals the quality of your business. This is the importance of process. So let's talk about the next thing, and that is positioning, okay? Am I going too fast? Are we going good? All right, cool. So positioning. So what is positioning? Essentially, there's two types of positionings that you guys need to care about. There's your product's positioning and your personal brand positioning. In the past, I would have probably just talked about product positioning, but nowadays, because of social media, we are also the product, and what we do is directly tied to what we sell. So we need to talk about these two positionings. So product positioning is how your product is seen by the market, and personal brand positioning is how you are seen by the market, okay? It's very hard nowadays to disconnect these two. So you have to be aware of these, and you have to utilize both of them and work on both of them. Unless you have like a big company like Pfizer. Who's the CEO of Pfizer? No one knows because they're so big, but a lot of us in this room, when we have small businesses, it's like we're leading with ourselves, okay? So let's talk about what positioning is. Essentially, again, it's how you are seen by the marketplace, how your product's seen by the marketplace. And it's important because it's the thing that helps you stand out amongst all the noise in the marketplace. There's a lot of noise, and if you want your products to be profitable, if you want your business to be successful, you have to find a way to break through the noise, and the way you do it is through positioning. So the important thing to know about positioning is that it's all about perception, and positioning can and should be influenced. Positioning can and should be influenced, okay? So let's talk about product positioning, then we'll talk about personal brand positioning. So it's the same product, right? Different positioning. So who is this product for? Vegans, people that care about their health. Tell me, what's that?
People who don't want a bunch of like platforms.
Exactly, people who don't want like bad chemicals, stuff. They don't want fluoride. People that are a little bit more conscious, more woke. People that don't want their pineal gland calcified. Exactly. So they're targeting. So people that want this product have a totally different value system than people that buy this product, right? And this is all positioning. So positioning, when you think about positioning, it's a problem that you need to solve in your business based on who you are targeting with your product, who your product is for, okay? And you have to think through this problem. So I'm gonna give you some things that are gonna help you think through this problem so you can find the most effective positioning for whatever it is that you're selling. So what makes up your product's positioning? These are the things that you need to think about to be able to craft it. The first thing is who it's for. Again, we keep going back to who that person is, then what the product does, then how it does it, the name of it. All these things influence positioning. What it's priced at. So Colgate's it's actually way cheaper than the other toothpaste. Like you probably buy that for $2 versus the other one's like $5 or $7, right? But someone that has a value system where they care about their health, they're probably in a different income bracket. And the price also says a lot about the product, you know? So price is important, what it looks and feels like. So if we go back to this, the branding here, like how this is packaged, like we got some plants over here, versus here, it's just like clean your teeth, like this will do it, you know? So totally different positioning. Colgate, Tums of Maine, Okay, so what it's priced at, what it looks and feels like, the story your product tells. So Tons of Maine probably tells, they probably have a brand story about how they probably couldn't find a good toothpaste in the market, so they had to create their own, something like that. You know, they tell a story, versus Colgate is just like, I think it's a Procter & Gamble product, right? It's like, we've just been around for a long time, so trust us. That's the story they're telling. And cool, so that's it on product position. Now let's talk a little bit about personal brand positioning. This is you. Everybody here probably has a personal brand of some sort. So let's talk about that. When it comes to your personal brand, again, it's how you're seen by the market, and why it's important, especially for all the coaches in the room or consultants, is because you will be paid in direct proportion to your positioning in the marketplace. Again, it's something that can and should be influenced. So think about this problem and think about how you can position your business in a way that allows you to be more successful. So I want to introduce you to this concept of the positioning pyramid. Okay. So again, the better your positioning is, the more you will be able to charge, and the less people will resist your price. So a lot of times we try to charge someone an X amount of money, but our positioning is not there. So there's a disconnect, and maybe they feel resistance, you know? So when you are thinking through this problem, again, the higher you are up on this pyramid, the more you will be paid. So for example, let's see what example we can utilize. Okay. So let's go with, some sort of fitness trainer, right? There's a lot of fitness trainers, just regular fitness trainers who come to me, I'll help you get fit. That's a generalist. A specialist might be, I help overweight people get fit fast. Okay? That's a little bit more specialized. They're targeting someone. So this person's going to be able to charge more than the generalist because this is what they do. They specialize in this thing. They have a track record of people that they've helped do this thing. Then you have an authority. This is the person that is writing and leading the field when it comes to helping people get or lose fat and get fit fast. And you might have the celebrity. This might be the person that shows up in what's that show where they help people lose a lot of weight?
Biggest Loser.
Biggest Loser, right? So that trainer, that celebrity trainer, is getting paid 10 times more than the generalist. Because they're a celebrity, they have status, they have positioning, they have proof, and they have social proof. A lot of people look up to them, right? So this person is going to be able to charge way more. This is a journey that is worth taking, and ideally, you should be going from a generalist to a specialist authority, and if possible, and if you're called to, a celebrity. It's something that takes time. You can't do this in 6 months. You can't do this in a year. But if this is what you're doing for the rest of your life, it's worth to commit to going as high in this ladder as possible, because everything in your business will be easier. Your products will sell better. Cool? So that is the positioning pyramid. The next part is promotion, which is simply the art of generating demand. I'm not going to cover that. My man Jackson in the back is going to be covering that after me. But with that being said, this is a framework that you can utilize to analyze any product in any business to see what's not working, so you can create products that sell and processes that support those products. So that's it for my presentation. Now you guys can ask me specific questions.